Hi guys, it's Wade.
Welcome people. Yeah, you're here for the.
Someone got annoyed at me for saying guys.
Yeah, we ain't got time for that. So welcome people. Yeah. So since you're over there running your mouth about come do it. Really? You wasn't in the frame.
Hello guys, welcome to our podcast. Today's episode will be about our personal lives.
Yeah. So we're gonna dig deep into our backstories and how we basically got where we are now and where we are. Why we are the way we are, I guess. I hope you enjoy.
It's going to be very, very interesting.
Sure.
I feel like we both have how do you say? We're at the same place today, but we've taken very different paths. I think we should start off our age. No one knows how old we are, apart from if you know us personally.
Yeah, true.
How old are you, Wade?
It's not how old, it's how young. 32 still. How old are you?
I'm 21. When's your birthday, Wade?
July the 3rd.
Oh, we're both July babies.
Nice.
Mine's on July the 9th. How did you become Wade?
Basically, I was born in Jamaica and I came at a young age. Spent most of my life, my teenage life in Luton, then transitioned to Bristol because I used to play basketball. It's what I wanted to do. Clothing wasn't really my first passion. At 16, I was screaming that I'm going to have a clothing brand, blah, blah, but no one really believes that at that age. I went to Bristol for a couple of years, then eventually moved back to Luton. It wasn't a good decision going back to Luton. Started getting involved in some badness. Hit a rough patch in my life where I left the country for about 2 months. I wasn't sure if I wanted to come back, to be honest, but I came back. Just got a phone call one day, so can I make it to London in about 2 hours in a suit and tie? I don't have nothing to lose, put the suit on, pack a suitcase. I got off at St. Pancras. Yeah, here we are.
Why did you get that phone call? What was that phone call about?
So the phone call was about basically getting me a job, but I thought he would never come. So it was like 2 months and I never heard anything, so I was like, yeah, I ain't got to whatever. So I thought, yeah, let's go back to what we were doing to make money. So eventually the phone call came. And I rocked up to work on my first day with a suitcase.
So where did you leave your suitcase?
In the office. And then I moved to South London after that shift, and I've been in London since. I knew I wanted to start the brand before I even came, but once I got off the train, everything I did basically pushing me forward to creating the brand, taking steps to creating the brand, and that's basically what I've been doing ever since.
What was kind of like the first steps to creating the brand, really? Because obviously, I know for a lot of people, you have to start with a sum of money.
The first step is finding your name, the meaning behind your name. If you're serious, I would say see if it's trademarked or copyright, so you can actually have that name, because it don't make no sense. You start and, for example, say you blow up and then you don't own your name, somebody else owns your name, so that's a problem. But I would say start off small samples. I didn't know anything really when I started. My first hats were terrible. They were I still got one at home. Absolutely terrible.
You should have brought it along so you could see.
I know, I should have. It was a difficult journey and a learning curve because I was so excited. I got my logo design. I've got the hats done. I've found a better manufacturer, trademarked my name and all sorts. Then it turns out I had I'm not going to call the names, I had a company in Italy taking me to court because of part of my name is their name, which is trademarked. Because at the time we was in the EU, so they owned the rights to that. It was a bit of a disappointment because I invested quite a lot of money into the stock. They were monitoring me, so they had a solicitor's office.
The edit of the last video, it was of us just getting tongue twisted.
And they had a solicitor's office tracking me, writing me, following my website, following social media. I couldn't sell anything, so that was a loss, but obviously it didn't stop. When again, launched in 2019, it was a good reception, but then 2020 came around and COVID, so it kind of killed the traction. And then I was planning since then, and I dropped again in 2021, which was basically these and that. And
my
then,
favourite.
Yeah.
Have to stop. Every time we go to events, this is the top of it.
I'm excited to add the podcast to the brand because I think it's an exciting piece to add to the empire we're trying to build. So yeah,
100%. I feel like people get to know you
True.
You've been quite hidden, Wade.
I don't like to show my face, you know, but
No.
I realized I gotta come from behind the camera and get in front of it, which is not for me. But you know what? It is what it is. You gotta do what you gotta do. But yeah, I'm excited for it to see where the brand goes, to be honest. The name of the brand to me, so I had the idea since like 2010, but I've had loads of different names. I don't like to work for people, so that's where the name came from. At the time, there was a big thing going around with Rick Ross, MMG, self-made. And I got inspiration from self-made because I don't like to work for people. And it just means conquering the obstacles in your life to actually get to the point where you are self-paid, so you don't have to answer to anybody. And yeah, it's just operate off my time. So
I see a lot of this is a massive part of your life, this brand.
Indeed.
Obviously, I want to know kind of before you were saying that you was doing something else before the brand.
Yeah.
So what was you doing before the brand, Wade? Because I remember you saying that you was very into basketball.
Yes, I was. So that's the reason I moved to Bristol, because I wanted to play basketball pro, but it didn't work out. I'm not going to go into it because there's a lot of prejudice and racial issues, so I'd rather not go into it. More of the story, I got kicked out, so I had to go.
You got kicked out of Bristol?
Yeah, I had to go.
Jesus.
I had to go, so I came back to Luton, then I was just chilling. Most of my friends was on the roads. I'm not really on the road type of person. I don't mind doing it, but I always had a steady legal income alongside the other ones. It just makes sense to me, you know.
Welcome back. Our podcast got cut off.
We had some technical issues. Yeah, fully.
We need to get more storage, Wade.
Yeah, I know. So delete all the crap.
It was basically at the end of everything.
I was saying, yeah.
To sum everything up.
Left Jamaica, came here, went to Bristol, wasn't focused in life, did badness, and lost on doing stupidness around Luton and Bristol. End up in London after about 2017, sorry. And yeah, what I was screaming at 16 that I want a clothing brand, I ended up start doing it. So here we are.
Here we are at SelfPaid, and now we're moving on to podcasts.
And then we're moving on to other stuff. Stay tuned, they're coming.
We're expanding.
Have to.
Exciting things. I feel like that's one thing in life though. You can't stick to one thing.
Now you got to do multiple things, innit? Trying to do the real estate properties and all of that as well.
Yes, I want to talk about that in one of our episodes. Soon come, guys. So I'm going to dip into a little bit about myself. Sorry to put the spotlight on me.
No problem.
I was a naughty teenager. I was just not very humble. I was a brat.
Brat or a spoiled brat?
Both.
Right.
Both. You know what though? If I didn't go through what I went through, I wouldn't be who I am today. It humbled me.
That's good.
So obviously I left... No, let me start from the good before I dip into the bad.
Right, cool.
Jesus,
Good.
I feel like
Good,
sometimes
good.
we start with negative.
Cheat.
So obviously I grew up in a wonderful family home. I love my mum. Shout out to my mum. She's my life. Obviously I ended up being a bad teenager and we kind of got into an argument. I ended up leaving home at 16. I ended up in a hostel. I was homeless. Actually, I was homeless first, and that's how I ended up in a hostel. What an experience that was. Obviously, I feel like hostels have really bad reps.
They kind of do, you know. I'm not gonna lie.
Obviously, I get why, but I feel like when you're there, like, shout out to the people who was in the hostel who worked there. They were absolutely lovely, and they were so supportive. I think without their support, I wouldn't have kind of got to or gained what I have now. They really helped me kind of with properties and advice, which I'm really, really grateful for. So that leads on to me actually getting a property. I managed to take advantage of the government and the system, and I got my own property.
Why not?
Yeah. It's so hard to do, you know. I heard that some people, even with children, you know, they have nowhere to stay, and yet they're on a waiting list for like 5 years.
What?
Yeah, it's mad.
My cousin just finessed them last week.
It's mad. I feel like if you're single though, I feel like it's easier.
Because she was single, she had a baby, and all she did was she applied for housing, and she got my aunt to write that, yeah, I'm kicking her out in 1 week. brand new flat.
Mad. I feel like when you're homeless, they're more on.
Yeah, of
onto
course,
you.
yeah. That's how I finessed it when I moved to Bristol, because I told her my mom kicked me out.
Really?
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
isn't encouragement, guys.
I told
This isn't encouragement.
I told her my mom kicked me out, man. And they paid for my rent for 2 years, gave me a house.
Mad. It is possible. We're not encouraging you, but it is possible.
I'm encouraging you to finesse the system, man. Knowledge is key.
It's true, and the thing is, I with these council properties, a lot of them are rent to buy, so you can buy them and actually invest in them.
Rent
in
them
the future. And especially me being young, I have that great opportunity and asset at such a young age. So obviously, I think you have to be in the property for, I think it's 3 to 5 years. I'm not completely sure. Before I'm 30, I've already got a property in my name.
Yeah.
That I will invest in and probably expand and get other properties. But we'll get into that in another episode. Obviously, this is about our lives.
Yeah. So where did you go from getting the property after that?
I can't even lie, like to this day I'm still doing up the property. I currently still live at my mum's because I'm not even going to lie to you guys, like gas and electricity at the moment is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
Like they were sending me things saying that my bills are going up. I was like I feel sorry for people with families in bigger houses.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I left home, came back to my mum. I now have such a great relationship. I feel like whatever happened between us kind of brought us closer, which I really, really cherish. Like I said, what I experienced really humbled me. I wouldn't be who I am today if I didn't go through it. And obviously, I conquered my mind and still am conquering and finding myself, which is a value that SelfPaid holds.
Indeed, it does. I'm on that journey itself, to be honest. It's an everyday thing, really, because if you don't take control of your mind, like, you wake up every day and just stay in your bed. You'll be like, nah, I let it. Just not today. And it's just like, before you know it, 2 months pass and you laid in bed saying, not today. No, we ain't got time for that.
Of course not. Do you know
We
what?
ain't got time for that.
Time don't stop for no man or woman.
Exactly.
So we kind of just have to press on. But I think that's it when it comes to us. I feel like if you guys have any more questions, obviously we've got more episodes of our personal story to come, where we will dip in a little bit closer. And if we have any more questions, we'll obviously answer them.
Yeah, if you just leave them in the DMs and if you'd like to follow us on the SelfPaid Hub, we will go through those and have them down on our next episode, and we'll probably answer them at the beginning of the episode, probably about 5 to 6 questions. So yeah, that would be good.
What's that?
I don't know. I heard it. I was thinking, what? But yeah, that would be good. If you guys have any questions, so just leave that there. And if you have any general question about business, clothing, entrepreneurship, anything really, just leave in there. We'll try to get to it and answer it for you.
Yes, I feel like that would be really great in our coffee shop podcast.
Yes.
Where we talk about business in our meetings. They're our podcast where it's our podcast where we talk about our meetings that we have.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily actually for a podcast.
They're not, because we're giving away what we did.
Exactly, they're actually about what we're doing. But we want to bring you guys closer in and have a family, a community.
True, we might have to cut certain things though, but
we need to keep some things.
Yeah, but we'll use some of it as a podcast, no problem.
Of course. But I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Stay blessed, stay safe, and stay healthy.
And we'll see you next week.
Take care, guys.
Peace.
Bye. It's a wrap. Hopefully, when we turn around, it won't be a no storage situation.